Okay, today we're going to have a look at the SvBony 305 astronomy camera. Now I got this one off SvBony on eBay, 200 Australian dollars. So it's not expensive at all. It really is probably the cheapest camera you're ever going to buy for astronomy. Now I bought it for dual purpose, mostly for the microscope here, which is a Saxon researcher with a triocular head. So this is the actual camera here, this is the SvBony, and it's hooked up with the USB cord that comes with it into the microscope, and it gives a really good image. I was really happy with that. I thought that the image quality was good, it captured good video. Overall the camera worked better than my DSLR with the microscope. So what we've got here is the SvBony. Now I've got a CD linker on top of this, so that's how it comes. It comes with a couple of extensions, but it doesn't come with this CD linker, so if you have a microscope and you want to use it, you're going to have to purchase that separately. That just screws in over the sensor. Now it's quite a small sensor, so which is good for the microscope because it actually gives you more magnification than what you're using, but it also gives you a smaller viewing area, so that's something to keep in mind. And that just goes straight into the triocular head, and bingo, you've got an image. With the 305 I was able to achieve focus on the screen at the same time as the eyepieces were in focus, which is a real handy thing to have. Now with my DSLR camera I was unable to do that. You could either have the image on screen in focus or the image in the eyepiece in focus, but not both at the same time. So with the different focal length of the 305, it suits the microscope much better. So it's that's a really good point to mention. So for the 200 bucks, I think that was money well spent. It was definitely worth it for the microscope. Now I'll show you a couple of stills and some video from the microscope, and see what you think of those. And then we'll set the telescope up and we'll have a look at Saturn and Jupiter, I think, maybe Mars and possibly the Moon. It is a full moon tonight, so it's not prime viewing, but it'll do anyway for the demonstration purposes of this thing. So we'll be back in a minute. Okay, this is the telescope we're going to be using tonight. It's a Skywatcher 127 MacCas. It's on a Saxon EQ5 mount, go-to mount, so it makes it handy. So what we've got here is the 305. Now we've got the extension that comes with it on there, and I've also put on a 2x Barlow because, you know, with a little 5-inch scope, Jupiter and Saturn aren't exactly huge, so we'll go with the Barlow and we'll see what we can do. All we have to do now is wait for it to get dark. Okay, well, in summary, I think the camera did a pretty good job last night, especially on Jupiter and Saturn. They come out really well. So they were pretty large stacks, so it took probably about 15 minutes to catch those stacks. but I was really impressed by the quality. I really think that it was worth the $200 that I paid for it. I did try it with PhD2. I put it in my guide scope, but it ran really slow. The only driver I could find was the ASCOM driver for the 305 Pro. So yeah, it doesn't seem to be going to work for a guide camera as such, but as far as an imaging camera goes, then with the microscope and just with the planets, I think it's $200 well spent.